Herschel. Hang on, hopefully the screen share works. Hang on, I better check that before I dive over. Sorry, you're going to see that ugly thing of me a second. There you go. Right, this was Wales Online. Western Mail is the newspaper we all know. And this was a few months ago. And I think Dixie sent me something similar from the South Wales Argos a few months ago. Gwent, Welsh, right? South East Wales. Gwent is the real corner of it. I don't live in Gwent, so, not flying my flag, but it's Gwent and Glamorgan, really. Well, it was one huge county that got split, probably by Morgan. You got Glamorgan and Gwent. Used to be one great big thing called Esloig. But we'll forget all that for now, right? Gwent, this is the key. A largely forgotten Welsh dialect is being brought back to life in Newport, where it was once widely spoken. Gwenhwyseg, all right, there's the word, Gwenhwyseg. Gwen is fair, beautiful, like Gwent is the beautiful county. It's the home of the Y and the Usk and all these things. It's tremendously beautiful, apart from Newport. Just a little joke for Newport people. Don't come and beat me up, they're rough round there. But Gwenhwyseg is a dialect of Welsh native to South East Wales. We gotta bring it back to life on social media, okay? Now, everyone thinks we aren't a very Welsh area. But most of the place names now, they said locally, are based in the Gwenhwyseg dialect. Now, this is the key sentence. You think, why are we so worried about the South East Wales dialect? Well, Gwenhwyseg, unique to South East Wales, is once thought to have been the most widely spoken form of Welsh in the country, but has since all but disappeared from people's memories. That's not quite right. I know old people from my local chapel in their 80s, and they speak Gwenhwyseg, right? Gwenhwyseg. Not quite the same as the Newport version. There's dialects. It's like everything else. English is the same, right? You get Geordies and Scousers speaking different, and different neighbourhoods speaking different. It's a bit like that here, right? What they speak in my sort of Pontypridd area is a little bit different to Newport, but both of them are far more similar to each other than they are to the Welsh that's being taught in the schools, all right? What's being taught in the schools and in the newspapers and on the TV and all these things is a kind of dumbed down, very heavily North Walian influenced, but also a lot of English influenced in there as well. And they are literally throwing out the old dictionaries. When I mention these to Welsh language experts, load of rubbish, they would rather invent words using what they call etymology. We look at the history of the words and I reckon it could be this. And they make stuff up. I kid you not, I've had exchanges with people who do this for a living. One academic, doctor, PhD, whatever, names after his thing, can say, I think this word comes from this word. And he writes it all down, gives his academic reasons, submits it to his little committee. It's called the GPC, which is this massive multi-million pound Winston Smith Orwellian new dictionary they produced. His buddy, who's the chair of this little committee, goes, I think that's fantastic. Yeah, we'll stick it in. And it's in the dictionary. Mad, isn't it? Doesn't matter if anyone ever said the word or spoke the word or if he's right or wrong. It's just good academic sense that this should be in there. And the arrogance is remarkable because this book, say, written in 1688, apparently is a load of nonsense. It's nothing to do with what they spoke in 17th century Wales, even though it's written in 17th century Wales by a Welshman. Whereas some academic 300 odd years later can put something together and that counts, all right? Anyway, sorry, I'm ranting a bit here. So anyway, Gwenhwyseg wants to draw people's attention to this largely forgotten aspect of Gwent. It's not just Gwent, it's the whole of South East Wales, and it definitely was the most widely spoken language. As you know, South East Wales is written out of the history books. It's where most people are, it's where the capital is, it's where all the industry is, it's where the mineral resource is. This was always the centre of population, okay? So they're going to pose a word of the day, so let's all get involved with this, all right? I don't do Twitter, we're going to have to find a way around it and get in touch with these people, because it's really important. So these people have been denying all this. Suddenly, head of Cardiff University School of Welsh explains the historical significance of Gwenhwyseg. So well done, Dr. Evans. None of my comments are attached to you, and I'd love to chat to you and show you what hieroglyphics does, right? In the early 20th century, see why they're saying up the top of the article, it was once thought. In the early 20th century, it was the commonest form of spoken Welsh. This is proper Welsh, as it were. But as Welsh declined as a community language in the southeast, it was knocked out to people. My grandparents spoke Welsh, no English, and then my parents spoke English, no Welsh. So you worked that out. But as Welsh declined as a community language in the southeast, Gwenhwyseg gradually disappeared. What a surprise. I didn't see it promoted on the media or BBC or in the schools. Why aren't they teaching the most common form of Welsh in the Welsh schools? Alright, so here we do a little bit. I got a bit serious now, haven't I? Don't like to do that too often. Anyway, so blah, 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 blah. So here's some words, right? So chwarae, to play, becomes wara. Canal, camlas becomes canal. I'm going to check these words in my dictionary here, see if they come up. 1688. It says here we're writing a dictionary and writing a study book to explain how it works. Well, there's a few old books will help you, but I'm not knocking them, right? I want them to do well with this. And then you can read this article, have a look for it. It's easy enough to find. Luckily, things were written down as well as spoken. Personally, I'd like to get word lists for things like ingredients translated into use. I like rugby and I like speaking Welsh as asylum seeker. Okay, I don't know why that's in there. Anyway, so they want 1 million Welsh speakers by 2050, but what type of Welsh? This is the big question. All right, so there you go. I probably blasted way over my 10, 15 minutes, but I hope you enjoyed that. Is enjoy the right word? Found it interesting, engaging perhaps, and see there's what you think is doing hieroglyphs from like 3,000-4,000 years ago. A little bit more, it can actually be quite relevant to what's going on now, which is why this is sensitive. Never mind the fact it helps show that the Welsh and the Scots and English migrated from the Near East and didn't trundle over as primitive tribes from Europe. And you can see why it's a bit hotter and not looking at old dictionaries, not necessarily as dusty and boring as you think it is. Honest, Gov. So until the next time, which will hopefully be tomorrow, heddwch.